Chapter 316. Chapter 316. Attorney's Letter Warning. This man, once he sat down at the table and started drinking, couldn't stop talking. If Fang Jueyu hadn't recently crammed so much knowledge at the Super God Academy, it would have been difficult to keep up with Liu Guang. There was no denying it. Even though Liu Guang was not very famous, he had real skills and an extremely innovative mindset. Many of his ideas were already over a decade ahead of modern technology in the quantum domain, so it was no wonder he managed to conduct such groundbreaking research. As for Liu Guang, he was truly impressed by Fang Jueyu this time. He knew there wasn't anyone wealthier than Fang Jueyu in the world. His research results might have been bought or produced by research institutions in his hands. However, after their conversation, he realized he was wrong. Fang Jueyu was like a living encyclopedia. Regarding quantum physics, whatever he understood, Fang Jueyu understood even more deeply. Whatever he didn't know, Fang Jueyu could also explain thoroughly and clearly. By the way, Professor Liu, you also know how important this project is. To put it bluntly, it might be a matter of human survival. We must quickly calculate the time for the complete formation of this wormhole and find ways to deal with it. Yes, I know. According to my preliminary estimate, this wormhole should stabilize in the next 5 to 8 years, but to calculate an accurate time, we must use better instruments. The most important thing should be the astronomical telescope, Fang Jueyu said. Professor, I'm more focused on theoretical research. I'll need your advice on these matters. That's easy. One of the world's largest radio telescopes is in our Huaxia, Liu Guang said. First, we must capture the exact location of the gamma rays, their wavelength, frequency, etc. We'll need a telescope with extremely high precision to achieve accurate positioning. Are you talking about that 500-meter fast built in Guizhou? As an astronomy enthusiast, Fang Jueyu was naturally familiar with it. The construction of this telescope began in 2011 and took almost 5 years to complete, making it one of the nation's proudest achievements. If we need to use that telescope, I can think of a way to apply for it. The leaders will definitely agree to lend it to us. But I'm afraid it won't be enough, Liu Guang said. Our school's telescope only managed to observe it once. In the following 3 years, despite repeated observations, I couldn't capture it again. I'm worried that even that telescope might not suffice. If it really won't work, we'll just build another one ourselves, Fang Jueyu said. Zhao has more advanced telescope designs and materials. That probably won't be cheap, right? Back when FAST was built, it cost the nation 1.2 billion. What? So cheap? Fang Jueyu didn't have much concept of the cost of building an astronomical telescope. He initially thought a telescope of that size would cost tens of billions of yuan. Cheap, Liu Guang was a little taken aback. Zhao Fang, about that European ELT, its performance surpasses FAST. Can you find a way to borrow it? Fang Jueyu certainly had a way. To use something from Europe, just have the Ladinic family send a word. Who would dare not lend it to him? How much does that telescope cost? Why don't I just buy it outright? Cough, cough, cough. Liu Guang was drinking and choked, turning his face red. That thing costs over 12 billion euros. So what? Fang Jueyu said casually. After all, the last time he casually pillaged that wretched kingdom, he received tens of billions of euros in compensation. Those billions weren't much. Host, the precision of your Earth's current telescopes might not be enough. According to the data analyzed by Professor Liu Guang, the precision probably needs to be improved by over 30% for better observation results. Forget it, let's build another one, Fang Jueyu said. Professor Liu, I'll fund $5 billion to build a better telescope. Whatever other instruments you need, just let me know. While we still have time, let's get everything ready within the next 2 to 3 years. $5 billion. Now Liu Guang understood. He was essentially discussing these matters with a money-making machine, where tens of billions seemed insignificant to him. Heh, Professor, no need for you to save money for me, Fang Jueyu whispered to Liu Guang. You recall that trade war on the foreign exchange market during the new year? Liu Guang nodded. Such a big event had not gone unnoticed by him. To be honest, I was the one behind that. I made several trillion US dollars with that transaction, so don't worry about money. If it runs out, I'll go to Europe and do another round, bringing back a few trillion euros to build more instruments. Hearing this, Liu Guang broke into a cold sweat. What did he mean by, go to Europe and do another round if there's no money? Did Fang Jueyu treat the foreign exchange markets of other countries like his personal ATM? All right. Since you've said so, I won't save money for you. Those spectrometers, microblog measuring instruments, spectrometers and such, if we opt for the best, would also require a budget of tens of millions of dollars. No problem, but one or two might not be enough. Let's set aside a budget of $1 billion for that part. Liu Guang seemed to have gotten used to Fang Jueyu's way of doing things by now. Never mind, many things we can't think of completely in a short time, Fang Jueyu said. If you need any instruments in the future, just tell my assistant. Anything under $10 billion, go ahead and purchase directly. All right? Since Fang Jueyu had laid it out like that, Liu Guang felt no pressure at all. Not to mention anything else, just for the salary and his massive investment, Liu Guang had to ensure he did the job perfectly. That night the two had an enjoyable conversation, and under Professor Liu Guang's persistent invitation, Fang Jueyu didn't return home until late at night. The following morning, he posted a message. Starting today, Professor Liu Guang officially joins my research group. Again, I solemnly warn, any attempt to defame Professor Liu Guang will be met with a warning from my lawyer. P.S. Thanks to Yanjing Aviation University for pushing such an outstanding talent away. Did you hear that? Lawyer warning, better take note. Dean, you're an authority now, yet you're still resorting to this. You're truly making the trolls unemployed. Hey, you up there, insulting the dean's authority without a dog head logo for protection. Your account and you are both done. The dean's move is ruthless and strategic, but I'm curious, how much did he pay to poach him? Wait a minute, since the dean went through so much effort, doesn't that mean he finds Professor Liu Guang's research credible? I'm starting to panic. Haha, Professor Liu Guang said it's only possible. It's not certain. Besides, if the sky falls, there are taller ones to hold it up. What are you panicking about? Yeah, right, makes sense. But seeing these incredibly optimistic comments, Fang Jueyu sighed, even hoping Professor Liu Guang's results were inaccurate. Sometimes ignorance truly is bliss. Chapter 317. Chapter 317, You've got your ancestors to take the fall. After handling Professor Liu Guang's affairs, Fang Jueyu immediately contacted the chief, carefully introducing the contents of the research paper to him. Although the chief wasn't involved in scientific research, he graduated from a top 5 national university, so he understood the significance deeply. Xiao Fang, this is not a joke. How confident are you? The chief's tone was unprecedentedly serious. The biggest crisis Huaxia had faced was the survival of the nation, but this might involve the survival of humanity. It's hard to say right now, but it's almost certain that the wormhole will stabilize and connect to another universe region in a few years. The only difference is whether some extraterrestrial civilization discovers Earth, or it's caused by cosmic natural phenomena. But either way, our situation is quite unfavorable. The chief was silent. Such a significant matter was not something he could decide immediately. Even if an emergency UN meeting was called to seriously discuss this, substantial evidence must be provided. Otherwise, it would not only fail to gain attention but could even cause major panic. Xiao Feng, what do you think about this? The chief spoke in the style of Dai Renji. It's hard to say now, but in any case, we must prepare for the worst, Fang Jueyu said. First, we need to strengthen the training of ancient martial artists and superpower users, hoping to train 10,000 superpower users in the next 5 years. 10,000? The chief was somewhat astonished. Currently, there were only a few hundred superpower users in Huaxia, and given the previous development pace, it would only increase by dozens in 5 years at most. Don't worry, Chief. With the help of my elixirs and the potential development methods I provided, cultivating this many superpower users within 5 years shouldn't be too difficult. Moreover, this time when I go to the ruins, I'll try to find as many sage crystals as possible. I have a way to use sage crystals to quickly enhance their abilities, allowing them to break through to superpower users before the crisis arrives. Is there a realm beyond superpower users? This was beyond the chief's scope of knowledge. Of course there is. Once beyond superpower users, humans can resonate with Earth's magnetic field using their own strength, gaining the ability to fly, and they can mobilize even stronger superpower users, with strength exceeding tenfold. Even if there really is some extraterrestrial civilization, we might still have a chance to fight. If that's the case, that would be great. The chief's expression finally relaxed a bit. If possible, I'd like to get the spaceship out of the ruins. Since they managed to come all the way to Earth, it means their space travel technology is very advanced, which would be our last resort. Sigh, the chief sighed. To think our hopes have to rest on a kid like you. We old folks are really useless. Chief, please don't say that. If it weren't for you, we might not have grown up in such a peaceful environment. Now is also the time for us to serve our country. Ha ha ha, you saying that makes me feel a bit better, the chief said with relief. Feel free to manage this matter. If you need the country's help with anything related, just come to me. All right, chief. I won't hold back then. I need a batch of space science, astronomy, and quantum physics experts. I want to quickly calculate the time of the wormhole's creation. All right, I'll help you. After handling everything, Fang Jueyu sat on the balcony, relieved. Not long ago, he was indulging in pleasure, and suddenly he had to start considering the survival of humanity. The speed of this role switch was exaggerated. Host, are you a total fool? At this moment, Xiaoya's harsh words sounded in his mind. Why are you insulting me? Fang Jueyu was already annoyed, and Xiaoya's insult made him feel a bit wronged. I'm just insulting you, Xiaoya said with exasperation. Are you confused? You're a Fu Beidai, and not just those with money. Your ancestors are spread across the universe, with businesses reaching billions of light years away. This little issue has scared you. Huh, oh shit, right. Fang Jueyu suddenly realized he had more than just money. Forget the enormous wealth or golden dividends. His ancestors were his biggest support. Host, believe it or not, the Fang family's businesses span thousands of galaxies. Even top civilizations have significant collaborations with your family. With such a vast background, you're worried about a tiny wormhole. Well, the gloom in Fang Jueyu's heart instantly cleared. He remembered his parents telling him last time that the Fang family's business had expanded to over 20 star regions, and they'd spent millions of cosmic coins to buy a vacation planet. This meant that in the entire universe, their family was considered wealthy. If some extraterrestrial civilization wanted to invade through that wormhole, he could just have his parents spend money to bring in a cosmic fleet. And if it were really caused by natural phenomena, even if Earth couldn't be saved, they'd just buy another planet, implement a wandering humanity plan, and move people, problem solved. Really spineless, your ancestors have your back even if the sky falls. As long as the universe isn't going to be destroyed, there's nothing your Fang family can't solve. Right. Xiaoyi, quickly help me contact my parents. I want to discuss this with them. One of the tips of being a rich second generation, rush home to find your parents when there's a problem. Fang Jueyu applied this skill with proficiency. All right, I'll contact them for you. It should take at most an hour to establish a connection. Sigh. Xiaoyi sighed, thinking Fang Jueyu had matured, but realizing those responsibilities and duties weren't necessary for someone like him. With his super-rich background, all he needed was to live leisurely, spend money, and enjoy life. No need to play hero. But in less than an hour, Xiaoyi finally connected to the subsystem of Fang Jueyu's parents. But this time, not 2 but 6 people appeared in the holographic image. All 6 were incredibly young, smiling kindly at him. Hey Xiaohui, is this the grandson? A charming woman with long black waves behind Fang Hui spoke. Tusk, really part of our Fang family's lineage, looks practically carved from the same mold as you. Son, these are your grandparents and maternal grandparents. Why did you think of contacting us today? Fang Hua and the others seem to be attending a banquet. We're at the 30th million birthday celebration of a king's 4th-tier civilization. Fang Jueyu felt like every conversation with his parents was between people from different worlds. For heaven's sake, Earth was just at an early 1st-tier civilization. They were guests of a 4th-tier civilization. What kind of creature lives for 300,000 years anyway? Isn't it boring to live that long? And what is with these grandparents and maternal grandparents? How do they look younger than I do? Grandpa, grandma, grandfather, grandmother. Although ranting in his mind, Fang Jueyu still greeted honestly. Oh, very good. I heard you've graduated from college. Are you planning on graduate school? Want to take a civil service exam? With Xiaoyi, you could do it with your eyes closed. Yeah, you're in your 20s now, right? Do you have a partner? Grandma, I have a girlfriend. We're doing well. Oh, that's a pity, but it's okay. The Cosmic Federation doesn't practice monogamy. Do you want Grandma to talk to the king and have their princess marry you as a concubine? They have most of their energy business in our hands. They surely wouldn't refuse. Grandma, is that really okay? Chapter 318. Chapter 318. Do you want black tech or enforcers? My friend Fang, what are you doing? Don't like the food. At that moment, A bald giant nearly 3 meters tall appeared in the holographic image, dressed in incredibly luxurious clothing, but his looks left something to be desired. "Oh, Your Majesty, I'm chatting with my son." Fang Jueyu said with a grin. "Son, let me introduce you. This is Mr. Orleans, the king of the fourth-level civilization, the Orla Empire. Your Majesty, this is my son, Fang Jueyu." "Why not name it the KFC Empire?" Fang Jueyu quipped, amused by the alien's name. With Little Yi's translation, Fang Jueyu could understand their conversation. They were actually discussing marrying off their daughter to him as a concubine, and this King Orleans even promised a dowry of resources from 10 star systems. "Oh my God, is this the treatment a cosmic-level rich kid gets? They're using star systems as units of measurement now. My billions and trillions of US dollars seem like trash compared to theirs." Wait a minute. Fang Jueyu suddenly realized something terrifying. If this king looked like this, wouldn't his princess be a strong, bald monster too? "Come, Orca, meet the young master of the Fang family." King Orleans waved to someone behind him. Thud, thud, thud. Fang Jueyu heard stomping footsteps like a dinosaur, and upon seeing the princess he was stunned. 2.5 meters tall, pink skin, not a single hair on her head, and this was a princess. "Heh, Your Majesty, I already have a girlfriend. We are very much in love. Thank you for your kind offer," Fang Jueyu stammered, glancing at Fang Jueyu, who was laughing so hard he was cramping, while his grandfather was laughing so much that he was stomping the floor. "Why do I feel like my entire family is never serious?" "Come on, young Master Fang, we can still discuss this. I have 17 daughters, each as beautiful as she is, and I can raise the dowry. How about 50 star systems?" "Hugh, these aliens are terrifying." Finally shaking off the king, Fang Jueyu was sweating all over. "Mom, Dad, is this guy really a king of a fourth-level civilization?" "Yes, their influence covers hundreds of star systems, but in this universe, it's all about connections and money. Their combined assets aren't even 1% of our family's, so naturally, they are eager to marry you." "Come on, can't they at least have a daughter who looks human first?" "Actually, in their civilization's aesthetic, his daughter is a celestial beauty," Fang Jueyu joked. "All right, Dad, let me get to something serious," Fang Jueyu said. "Okay, go ahead." Fang Jueyu elegantly sat down, sipping a blue drink that was literally on fire. Near Earth's lunar orbit, some unusual phenomena have been observed. A scholar detected gamma rays being released from a wormhole wave, and it's estimated a stable wormhole could appear in this region in the next 5 to 8 years. "Oh, that's it, huh?" Fang Jueyu dismissed it nonchalantly. "That's normal. With such rich deposits of sage crystal on Earth, it's no surprise some remnants from that ancient battle returned to their planet. But they probably lost Earth's coordinates. It would take them a long time to relocate such a remote planet. If they just locked onto it now, it's not surprising." "Dad, aren't you worried at all?" Fang Jueyu felt a sense of confidence when he saw Fang Jueyu's calm demeanor. "What's there to worry about?" Fang Jueyu said. "A civilization at the early third level can already create wormholes for remote cosmic travel. If it takes 5 to 8 years to open a wormhole, we're talking mid-third level civilization at best. Not a big deal." "Easy for you to say. Earth is only a first-level civilization right now. Are we supposed to crash our cosmic battleships into theirs?" Fang Jueyu rolled his eyes. "Why don't you take Grandpa and Grandma back to Earth?" "Come on, I've only been out having fun for a little over a year, and you're telling me to go back already," Fang Jueyu complained. "Then what should we do? Little Yi has fourth-level civilization battleships, but Earth's technology can't produce them. Even if they could, their energy systems can't operate them. A third-level civilization, their usual individual power is just at the divine ability user level. Nothing special." "Nothing special? Dad, other than your little concubines, does Earth have any other divine ability users?" Fang Jueyu countered. At that mention, Fang Jueyu noticed a murderous look in his mom's eyes. Sensing the icy stare from Cao Lan, Fang Jueyu shuddered. "Dad, you can't just leave us hanging. Your son's family is still on Earth." "Fang, I've stopped caring about your women a long time ago, but if something happens to our son, I'll rip your skull open," Cao Lan added. "All right then." Fang Jueyu quickly placated his wife with a smile. "So, kiddo, do you want high-tech gadgets or muscle?" "Huh? What do you mean, huh? I've sent you the product list from the Cosmic Marketplace. Take a look and let me know what you want. I'll buy it for you. There's plenty of time to place an order and have it shipped." Cosmic Marketplace? Fang Jueyu was taken aback. This resembled Earth's culture quite a bit. Indeed, a moment later, A product list appeared before him, all translated into Huaxia's language. The number of products was so vast that it would take Fang Jueyu hundreds of years to finish reviewing, but fortunately, the system was very intelligent and could filter them. Fourth level civilization, combat-related products. Fourth level cosmic battleship. Basic data, length 2,400 meters, width 800 meters, crafted from Laura's alloy. Maximum flight speed is 400 times the speed of light. Equipped with a wormhole system, capable of constructing wormholes for distances within 1 billion light-years within a minute, and armed with a star annihilation cannon powerful enough to easily destroy a planetary system. Price, 2 trillion cosmic coins. Member price, 1.98 trillion cosmic coins, including free delivery service. 10 ships or more get an extra 2% discount. Fourth level civilization, mobile soldier. Basic data, height 24.5 meters, weight 65 tons, made from ELS life metal, with auto-evolution and auto-repair capabilities. Equipped with a galaxy furnace device and a quantum system, enabling long-distance space jumps. Armed with fourth-level civilization beam cannons, floating cannons, among other weapons. Price, 8 trillion cosmic coins. Member price, 7.88 trillion cosmic coins. Cosmic slave trade. Hidden elementers, 110,000 cosmic coins. Source energy users, 10,001 million cosmic coins. Divine ability users, 1,100,000,000 cosmic coins. Controllers, 100 million 10 billion cosmic coins. Transcenders, price negotiable, limited quantity, act fast. Little Yi, what are controllers and transcenders? Oh, controllers are typically the average strength of high-level warriors in the fourth-level civilization. As for transcenders, their bodies have undergone transcendent evolution with endless life. They're rarely seen, even in top-level civilizations. A single transcender is enough to easily demolish a third-level civilization. This really is a combination of high-tech and muscle, Fang Jueyu marveled, glancing at Fang Jueyu. Dad, can our family even afford this stuff? Let me tell you, our Fang family is one of the shareholders of the cosmic marketplace. You think we can't afford it? Bam! Fang Jueyu kicked over the chair. Damn, my family is so awesome, what was I even worried about? Dad, I'll come to you when I need to buy something. I'm off to game with Wang Kong. Chapter 319. Chapter 319. Little sister, would you like to hang out with me? With the clouds of worry lifted from his heart, Fang Jueyu felt reborn. He had always known that his family's business was large, but he never imagined it had reached such a scale. It's only been a few thousand years since his earliest ancestor left Earth, right? But how many years has the universe developed? How many years has the Cosmic Federation been around? To have infiltrated such a colossal entity in a mere few thousand years, this was more than just skill. Host, don't underestimate the abilities of a top-tier civilization, Zhao said. There are countless third- and fourth-level civilizations in the universe, but top-tier civilizations are few, and I am the crystallization of their wisdom, superior to the entire universe. Haven't you humans said that monopoly is the most profitable way? This saying holds true in the universe as well. Oh, tell me more. Your subsystem was with my ancestors. You should know how they developed, right? Fang Jueyu asked with interest. It's simple. When the first-generation host left Earth, they were already nearing the power of a controller, using force to make several second-level and third-level civilizations submit, then using the technology from here to start primitive capital accumulation. In just over 3,000 years, they amassed great wealth. However, their investment in the Cosmic United Supermarket did surprise me a bit, because after all, this is the largest business organization in the universe. Do you know how much they invested? Not much, just about 30% or so. Ahem, Fang Jueyu coughed, just. So, after all, there are families from top-tier civilizations with a longer legacy than your Fang family. However, their background is just one top-tier civilization, while the Fang family has a whole bunch. In another few 100,000 years, your family should be the richest in the universe. All right, shut up. I'm in my 20s and you're talking to me about things hundreds of thousands of years down the line. I haven't even had enough fun on Earth yet. That night, Fang Jueyu slept exceptionally well. He dreamed of leading a fleet freely galloping through the universe. Hey, someone buy that planet for me. That planet is full of water and marine life. I can go fishing whenever I have nothing to do. And that one, buy that too. So much vast vegetation and no animal evolution yet, I can go play golf there later. And that one. You're crazy. Gogh Xinyu picked up a pillow and threw it at Fang Jueyu's face, which was drooling, then ran in her pajamas to Angel and Fei Care's room. A month passed, and according to the agreement between Fang Jueyu and the chief, he was to lead the Ember powers of Yanhuang along with the powers from various countries organized by the Federation into the prehistoric ruins at the South Pole. He greeted Gogh Xinyu and the others, estimating that he would be gone for quite a while this time. How long will you be gone this time? Is it dangerous? Gogh Xinyu, like a little wife, was carefully arranging Fang Jueyu's clothes. At most 3 or 5 days, not dangerous at all, just going to Antarctica for a bit of fun. Want me to bring back a couple of penguins to play with? Fang Jueyu joked with a playful grin. Get out, stop babbling. I heard from Ying that you are to represent the country to lead a team to explore some ruins. Damn, why does Zhuang Ying tell you everything? Fang Jueyu grumbled discontentedly. Did she forget who's the master and who's the assistant? All right, don't blame Ying for it. She does help you handle so many things every day, which isn't easy. Ha ha ha, I'm just kidding with you. I'm not the kind of boss who exploits people all day long, Fang Jueyu laughed. But I can't tell her everything in the future, or she'll tell you secretly and make you worry. What, is that place really dangerous? Yes, it's indeed quite dangerous for others, but my ancestors have gone to that place countless times and know the situation inside out. Even if everyone else died, I wouldn't lose a hair. Then I'm relieved. Gogh Xinyu finally exhaled a sigh of relief. No matter what, you must be careful. Got it. Fang Jueyu habitually flicked Gogh Xinyu's nose, then gave her a deep kiss before walking out of the villa. Activate optical camouflage, destination Yanhuang headquarters. Fang Jueyu got into the car, and the sun god vanished into thin air with a greenish particle. He's coming, the advisor is coming. On the day of departure, a group of superpower users had already gathered on the training ground. Including Fang Jueyu and Yanhuang's chairman Long Ting, there were a total of 10 people setting off together. After all, it's just a giant resource development spaceship, and with so many countries, if each country sent too many superpower users, the numbers would be overwhelming. Also, sending too many people would just make most become cannon fodder. Each time, each country practically pays the price of several 4th level or higher superpower users falling. So generally, only superpower users of 4th level and above are eligible to explore. Long Ting had been busy with other things recently. When she returned, she was surprised to find that the affairs of the ancient martial association had been resolved. Moreover, this young advisor Fang had even trained a batch of superpower users who, despite only being 2nd or 3rd levels, could easily defeat 4th and 5th level opponents. Among these 10 people, aside from Fang Jueyu and her, as well as 2 7th level superpower users, the remaining 6 were selected from those 30 people back then. Since then, Long Ting became curious about this honorary advisor with titles like World's Richest Man and Academic Rising Star. She just stood there with 2 deputies, silently watching Fang Jueyu. Advisor, you've finally arrived. We've been waiting for you for so long. Was the trip tiring? Want some water? Advisor, I heard those ruins are very dangerous. Yanhuang has prepared all kinds of gear for us. Do you need anything? I'll get it for you. Everyone stick close to the advisor later. Follow the advisor and you'll have meat to eat. By the side, Long Ting's face twitched. As the chairman of Yanhuang, she had always been respected. But since the arrival of Fang Jueyu, the term advisor seemed to have taken over everyone's lips. HMPH, young people are still young people, going to such a dangerous place without any preparation, won't even know how they die. Long Ting muttered to herself. Did he really defeat that old fossil with the surname, Oh, all by himself? Yes, Chairman, they say that while his level isn't high, this advisor has mastered many advanced martial arts. According to those superpower users, he manipulated hundreds of flying swords alone. If he hadn't shown mercy, Omu Feng would have been turned into a pincushion. Here, let me introduce you. This is our Yanhuang chairman, Long Ting, one of the world's only 2 8th-level superpower users. Amidst the superpower users bustling and pushing, Fang Jueyu was nudged in front of Long Ting. Hello, Advisor Fang, I've heard a lot about you. Long Ting extended a hand towards Fang Jueyu, but no one noticed the intense heat surrounding her palm, causing the space to subtly distort. Trying to show me up, Fang Jueyu instantly saw through her little trick. No wonder, Even though Long Ting inherently belonged to the state with no personal ambitions, she had a competitive streak. She dedicated so much to Yan Wang and the country. In a few short months, her reputation was overshadowed by his, which made her somewhat unwilling to accept it. Mystic Nether Divine Palm. Fang Jueyu's palm temperature quickly dropped, and the two temperatures nearly canceled each other out. Suddenly, Fang Jueyu showed a hint of an amused smile. "Hey, little sister, interested in joining me?" Chapter 320. Chapter 320 Buddha's Fury. Recruiting Long Ting was naturally not because of her looks. Although as a superpower user from the military, Long Ting was indeed quite attractive, with her features and a figure that was easy on the eyes, but Fang Jueyu had no interest at all. That's because Zhao Yi told Fang Jueyu that Long Ting was also a born superpower user. Such people have extraordinary talent, and as long as they get on the right path of potential development, their future achievements could be limitless. However, in Long Ting's ears, these words sounded different, carrying a bit of teasing and even some frivolity. "What did you say, little sister?" Long Ting's face suddenly darkened. From other superpower users and ancient martial artists, Long Ting already knew that Fang Jueyu had a reputation for being quite the playboy. Though she appeared to be around 20 years old, in reality, she was almost 50. Her age was enough to be Fang Jueyu's mother, yet Fang Jueyu had the nerve to call her little sister. Of course, a woman's age was her greatest secret, and Long Ting had never publicly disclosed her real age. "Advisor Fang, are you picking a fight right after arriving at Yanwang?" Long Ting asked in a low voice. "Screw it, who said I'm picking a fight?" Fang Jueyu raised their still-clasped hands. "I arrived at this base and you gave me this stinky face. Did I provoke you?" Fang Jueyu said directly. "Also, while shaking my hand, your fire-based superpower might fool others but not me. With a temperature over 500 degrees, were you trying to cook my hand like a roast pork trotter?" Long Ting's face turned a bit red. She knew exactly what she had done, and Fang Jueyu had indeed mentioned all of it, but being exposed like this, didn't it undermine her authority in front of her subordinates? Wouldn't everyone now know she was petty? "Hey, Chairman Long, I've heard that women usually have bad tempers during menopause. You look so young, but you're probably 40 or 50, aren't you? So you must be in menopause too." Fang Jueyu put on a troubled expression. "Oh no," everyone retreat quickly. Upon hearing Fang Jueyu's words, all the surrounding superpower users shuddered. The word age was Long Ting's taboo. No one had ever dared to mention age around her like this so unabashedly. Did he have a death wish? "Move, move, move. Get out of here, this place is about to become a sea of fire." A faint firelight had already appeared in Long Ting's eyes, indicating that her fury was about to erupt. The last time Long Ting got mad, the entire training ground almost turned into a sea of fire. If it weren't for a group of isotype and water-type superpower users putting out the fire, this third base for superpower users might have needed a new location. That group of superpower users, including even two 7th-level ones, all retreated 500 meters away because even the two of them together were only a match for Long Ting's hand. "Ready to fight again?" Fang Jueyu shrugged. "I'm here on orders from the chief to help. I don't want to fight with you. Since you're an advisor for a Yanwang subdepartment, I am your superior. Is this the attitude you should have towards a superior?" Long Ting scolded sternly. "Bullshit. The chief said the Shangdun Bureau is an oversight department, only responsible to the chief directly, so I'm even in charge of you," Fang Jueyu retorted. "All right then, this is between the two of us. Let's compete in 3 moves. Whoever wins will have the say in Yanwang. Regardless of the outcome, I'll report to the chief for punishment afterward." "Fine, fine, let's keep it short and sweet. Don't keep everyone waiting." Fang Jueyu mumbled. "Why do all these fire-type superpower users have such fiery tempers? Women are hard to deal with, and fire-type female superpower users are even harder to provoke." "You talk too much." Long Ting extended her hand, and a purple flame appeared. The temperature of this flame far exceeded that of that guy named in key from before. "Master, this woman is formidable. She hasn't undergone systematic potential development, yet she can already use cosmic source power to alter her superpower. This flame's temperature is at least over 2,000 degrees Celsius. You should be careful." But then, an icy force emanated from Long Ting's body again, with a freezing chill appearing in her other hand. "Damn, she's a dual-type superpower user. Why didn't you tell me earlier?" "Huh, didn't I tell you? Maybe I forgot." Zhao Yi laughed it off. "This woman won't be any easier to deal with than Omu Feng." Fire and ice were two vastly different energies, and if they coexisted in one person, they could clash and cause harm. But once these two forces were mastered, their power could indeed be greater than the sum of their parts. Longting fused ice and fire to create a prismatic ice crystal in her hand, compressing an incredibly dense fiery energy within. This was a unique skill she comprehended after battling Ohm Yufeng years ago. She was confident that even though Ohm Yufeng wielded the powerful Four Gods sword formation, her move could definitely break it in one shot. The chairman is out for blood. The advisor is in trouble now. The advisor should be able to handle it, right? He's no slouch either. Didn't you see how his celestial swordplay instantly killed Ohm Yufeng? I'm more worried about the chairman. Wow, why is the dean fighting with that woman? Qin Yun and others happened to be in the base today to collect their monthly resources, and they were drawn over by the commotion. It's over, this woman is in trouble. She's playing this trick in front of the dean. Bai Yu and Chen Menghan exchanged glances. They recently saw Fang Jueyu and Xiao Yan practicing a terrifying move at the Super God Academy. Whoosh, whoosh. Fang Juyu's hands also conjured two different temperatures, but unlike Long Ting, both of his palms burned with flames. One flame was ocean blue, while the other was ice white. Cold flames hadn't been seen in reality, only appearing in novels. But all these were essentially energies that Fang Jueyu converted using cosmic source power. Boom! He clapped the two flames together, and instead of causing chaos, they melded in a remarkably stable and harmonious way. Long Ting's approach was to envelop fire with ice, while Fang Jueyu fused the two forces. It was clear which was superior. This is the first move. Long Ting pushed, and the ice crystal shot forward like a bullet. Ha! The energy in Fang Jueyu's hand was ready as well. Is this? It should be. Learned from teacher Xiao Yan's Buddha's Furious Fire Lotus. Holy crap, isn't this Buddha's Furious Fire Lotus? I read about it in a novel. Damn it, the advisor already taught Bai Yuniao and Catherine some crazy moves, and now he knows martial arts from Battle Through the Heavens too. Quick, run. This training ground is probably going to need renovation. Take this. Fang Jueyu held a mass of blue-white flame over his head, but instead of forming a lotus, it coiled up like poop. My move is Buddha's Fury. As expected of the Dean style. What do we do? I feel sick and offended. Is the advisor a devil? Chapter 321. Chapter 321, I bet you have no special abilities. Crack. That crystal-clear, almost crystalline mass collided with the ice crystal, and both emitted a crisp sound simultaneously, followed by a thunderous explosion echoing through the training ground. The blast was like a celestial demon descending or a terrestrial god of calamity, causing the entire superpower user third base to shake as if an earthquake had occurred. All superpower users and staff ran out of their buildings, thinking it was a sudden, intense earthquake. Moments later, two energy ripples swept out like a turbulent wave. High temperatures, accompanied by the force capable of shattering mountain boulders, spread in all directions, causing the very space to seem slightly distorted. Oh no, this power is too strong. Everyone below the superpower user level come behind me. The strongest attacks of the two top-tier warriors far exceeded their imagination. The shock wave extended more than 500 meters and seemed to show signs of slight weakening. The superpower users might be able to withstand it with some effort, but ordinary superpower users would likely be heavily injured, if not dead. Walls made of ice, water, and air shields constructed a fortification around the epicenter of their battle, while the inner region was almost entirely destroyed. The energy lost its outlet and turned upwards. A tens of meters high column of fire soared into the sky, accompanied by the cracking sound of the earth splitting. Damn, it's like watching a real-life battle at the Yunlin sect. Qin Yun's lips were a bit pale, for the most spectacular scene he could imagine was nothing short of this. That's terrifying, these two are too strong. When did this woman become so formidable? Coincidentally, Ohm Yufeng also witnessed this scene. After years of bitter training, he believed his strength had surpassed Long Ting significantly, but never expected the nation's cultivated superpower users to grow even faster than he did. He admitted that if the battle at Langya Mountain had been with Long Ting, the ancient martial arts association headquarters at Langya Mountain would have been reduced to ruins, and he couldn't have stopped her. Given Long Ting's temper, she would not have let him off easily. Suddenly, he felt it was quite fortunate that he had been defeated by Fang Jueyu. The flame lasted for over 2 minutes before finally calming amidst a deathly silence. Whoosh! A strong whirlwind blew away the smoke and dust, revealing two figures and the reddened earth. Clatter tilde, except for the 1 or 2 meter radius around the two of them, the entire training ground, over 500 meters in radius, had turned into scorching lava. Long Ting's face was somewhat pale, with beads of sweat on her forehead. Although she didn't appear seriously injured, it wasn't hard to deduce that she had expended considerable energy to protect herself from the blast. In contrast, Fang Jueyu remained calm and composed, his complexion rosy, not resembling someone who just used a powerful move. Wait, look, what's that thing in the advisor's hand? This looks like a roast chicken wing. And roasted gluten. Holy crap, is he sparring or joking? Oh my, I smell something delicious. Not bad it didn't get burned. Fang Jueyu miraculously produced a can of cumin powder, sprinkling it on the skewers in his hand. Oh, hissing, quite fragrant, just a bit hot. Fang Jueyu blissfully took a big bite. Not bad, but this kind of oppressive method is ultimately low-end. You should think about how to let the two forces coexist peacefully and merge them, to thus exert greater power. You might not believe it, but I only used 70% of my power in that move. Fang Jueyu had already entered the mid-phase of a hidden elementer, with cosmic source power significantly stronger than before. Coupled with the prototype of the Buddha's furious fire lotus, Buddha's fury, long having surpassed ordinary martial arts, it was naturally far superior to Long Ting. Not your turn to lecture me. A strong sense of humiliation rose in Long Ting's heart. She now realized Fang Jueyu wasn't seriously fighting her, he was merely playing along. This is just the first move, there are 2 more. Wait, Fang Jueyu stopped her. What, are you conceding? Long Ting's lips formed a slight smile. It seemed Fang Jueyu wasn't as relaxed as he let on. Perhaps his energy was also exhausted, just putting on a show. I can concede, but for this mission to the ruins, you must fully obey my instructions. Who said I'm conceding? Fang Jueyu said. He exhaled deeply. The surrounding temperature suddenly dropped, and the water vapor around the entire training ground gathered to the ground, instantly starting to cool the reddish earth. Aren't you too old to always think about fighting and killing? Fang Jueyu suddenly thought his temperament was quite decent. Look at this, just after one move, the training ground's almost destroyed, and isn't the reconstruction cost borne by the state? This is all taxpayer money, don't you have any responsibility? HMPH, at worst I'll foot the bill. Hey, that's not the point. Fang Jueyu cleaned the skewer thoroughly. Look, the Antarctic station expects us to meet in the afternoon, and we must set off at 7 or 8 in the morning. It's already past 7 now. If we continue fighting, we'll keep people waiting. So what do you propose? We compete, this mission needs someone to lead after all. Simple, we place a bet. If I win, you'll follow my lead for the rest of the mission. Bet on what? I bet you don't have any superpower left. Ha ha ha, Long Ting burst into laughter, fully aware of her superpowers. The last attack consumed over half, resisting the explosion took some, but she still had some left, definitely not entirely depleted. What's so funny, will you bet or not? Bet, if I lose, not just for this mission's command, I, Long Ting, will henceforth follow Advisor Fang. But if you lose, then you can do whatever you want with me. Fang Jueyu grinned. Qin Yun and the 6 superpower users burst out laughing. Fang Jueyu was indeed a character, daring to joke with this tigress. You're overconfident. Long Ting intended to gather her remaining superpower for another move, but she suddenly found herself entirely void of energy. Her superpower was completely gone. Impossible, where's my superpower? How did you do this? Long Ting was in disbelief. Her power wasn't gone, just used up by some unknown means. Ha, feel anything different about your body? Different? Long Ting's pupils suddenly contracted, realizing she was still surrounded by intense heat. The surrounding air was so hot that she instinctively ignored it. Fang Jueyu made a face. Ha, it's a combination of fallen heart flame and nihility swallowing flame evolved from cosmic source power, burning your superpower unnoticed. Unexpected, right? How does it feel? Shocked. Chapter 322. Chapter 322, they seem very annoyed by us. You, Long Ting wanted to lash out, but she had no energy left and her body felt weak from the flames. You win. I will listen to you for this mission. Long Ting finally lowered her head. After this is over, I will voluntarily apologize and resign to the leader. Hey, no need. Fang Jueyu just wanted to slightly curb Long Ting's overbearing demeanor, not seize power or anything. You should just honestly keep doing your job, otherwise the leader might hand over this mess to me. I'm too busy to have time for this. Being an advisor is quite nice. Those superpower users immediately wore stunned expressions as if they'd eaten something foul. They were officially sanctioned superpower organizations, okay? Each one of them was a valuable asset. What did he mean by a mess? All right, I'll take care of the repair costs for this training ground. Everyone, get ready to board the plane. Today, this advisor is taking you to play at the Antarctic relics. What are you looking at? Never seen a fight. Get on the plane. Seeing that group of superpower users still dazed on the spot, Fang Jueyu shouted. Those superpower users seemed to be terribly frightened and scrambled onto the transport plane. After this encounter, Fang Jueyu and Long Ting could say they had got to know each other through combat. Soon they had to meet those Russians. A brawl might break out at any moment. Fang Jueyu generously handed Long Ting a high-level qi replenishing pill. Having benefited from someone, Long Ting couldn't keep a stiff face. She had to admit the advisor the leader had brought back wasn't weak in strength or skills, even if he was quirky and mischievous. But being friends with him didn't seem so bad. Hey, this plane of yours isn't quite up to par. It's going to take so long to fly. After a few hours, Fang Jueyu found it hard to sit still, having grown accustomed to the powerful energy of the solar furnace. He looked down on these outdated aircraft. Advisor Fang, this is already the most advanced plane we have in Huaxia, Wei, the 7th-level superpower user said. Ordinary planes, power systems wouldn't withstand such low temperatures, and the magnetic field in the Antarctic would disrupt the systems. I gave the leader many new fighter jet blueprints last time, Fang Jueyu said. Those engines have at least twice the power of yours, and the equipped systems aren't affected by the Antarctic magnetic field at all. Advisor, you can't blame the leader for this. In Huaxia, we usually operate single-man or small-scale missions. Planes are just transport tools, so they're typically first equipped in regular military units before they supply us. Another 7th-level superpower user, Peng Yi, said. Oh, I see. The next time I'll fund a few for you, with a KTV and self-service barbecue bar, or else people might die from boredom, Fang Jueyu complained. Luckily, I came prepared. Fang Jueyu pulled a Nintendo from his backpack and entertained himself. Fang Jueyu, we're on a mission this time, not on a trip. Could you stop being so playful? Long Ting couldn't help but chide. Didn't the leader send you the information? Don't you know how dangerous the relics are? What's so dangerous about them? Aren't they just some abandoned spaceship wreckage thousands of years old? Fang Jueyu didn't even lift his head. But there's still a small amount of energy left in those ships. The internal protection measures could kill anyone, even me if I'm not careful. We lost 3 4th-level superpower users last year, 3 the year before, and other countries have at least a 30% mortality rate. Don't underestimate it. Got it. Just stick with me this time and I guarantee you won't even get a scratch. Fang Jueyu continued playing nonchalantly. Besides, getting worked up here won't change anything anyway, so why not play some games and relax? Fang Jueyu offered the gaming device to her. Want to play some King of Fighters? HMPH. Long Ting turned away to look out of the window in defiance. If you won't play, I will. As the plane drew closer to Antarctica, the temperature around them began to drop since it was winter in the southern hemisphere, with some areas covered in pristine white snow. Fortunately, all the superpower users were strong enough that the cold posed no real threat to them. Chairman, Advisor, we have arrived at the Antarctic Research Station, the plane's pilot announced. He was just an ordinary low-level superpower user. All right, you can return to the base now. Come to pick us up in 3 days as usual. Yes, Chairman. The pilot opened the cabin door, letting a blast of cold air mixed with snow sweep inside. Let's go, everyone knows the rendezvous point. We'll gather there. Long Ting strapped on her parachute and expertly leaped out. Advisor, you go first. Damn skydiving again. I hate skydiving. Fang Jueyu still recalled the last time Little Yi made him dizzy with it, leaving him a little traumatized. But he took a deep breath and jumped out. The visibility was low, but everyone had signal devices, so they managed to find each other every minute. Is everyone here? Yeah, all 10 are present. Great, let's meet up with the superpower users from other countries, Long Ting said as she walked. Advisor Fang, traditionally, there are always disputes over the distribution of benefits. Keep the big picture in mind. Long Ting had a bit of insight into Fang Jueyu's character, estimating that he would always make some sort of ruckus, regardless of location, especially since some foreign superpower users were extremely arrogant, which Fang Jueyu wouldn't tolerate. "Don't worry, I promised the leader, we'll eat the meat, and they'll get some soup," Fang Jueyu thought to himself, knowing that even the meat now was just the Fang family's leftovers. "That's like saying nothing," Long Ting sighed. "It would be odd if the foreign superpower users agreed to just drink soup, and a fierce battle was likely inevitable." The entrance to the relics was about 24 kilometers north of the Antarctic's number 13 research station, so all the superpower users had to gather here first. Of course, some small countries were too weak to have superpower users who could come here to die. They had to buy sage crystals at a high price from other countries. Some countries only sent 1 or 2 sparse representatives. Only 5 or 6 nations had 10 people in total, and there were fewer than 200 people altogether. But nearly all of the world's elite superpower users were now gathered here. Pushing open the heavy iron door, the surrounding area immediately warmed up. "Here they come, the superpower users from Huaxia have arrived." Always the last to arrive, the Huaxia people are really arrogant. Before reaching the hall, Fang Jueyu's acute hearing caught the whispers inside. His face instantly darkened. "Seems like they really don't like us." The group of superpower users following Fang Jueyu shivered all over. Every time Fang Jueyu showed this expression, it meant someone was going to be in trouble. Chapter 323. Chapter 323. This consultant will lead you to a windfall. It's them again. Every time the Huaxia team is the last to arrive, they always make such a grand entrance. Haha, well, what can you do? Their country is so powerful, not every nation can send 10 superpower users over level 4. You're right. As they walked into the rest area, sarcastic voices rose from the international teams of superpower users. It was clear they had no intention of being discreet. What's going on? Why did Huaxia send a bunch of level 2 and 3 superpower users this year? Some superpower users from other countries looked confused. Last time they explored a relic, even the weakest member of the Huaxia team was a level 4 superpower user. "Yeah, where are Tu Lei and Wang Guanjun? Have something happened to them?" "No way. Have Huaxia run out of superpower users? Did they send these people to make up the numbers?" It's hard to say. Their superpower users and ancient martial artists haven't been getting along, and I heard they finally merged their forces recently. They probably ended up weakening each other and lost a lot of their peak power. As other countries, members observed the noticeably weaker Huaxia team, they began whispering amongst themselves. Little did they know, those over level 4 superpower users they mentioned were easily defeated by these level 2 and 3 ones. While the team appeared weaker, their actual combat power increased by over 50%. "Long, you're here. You all still like to make an entrance," a voice, slightly sarcastic and greasy, commented, making people uncomfortable. "Who is this?" Fang Jueyu asked. He disliked such flamboyant people, a tall, handsome person dressed in such an obnoxious manner. "Advisor, that's Ganner from the United States, an 8th-level superpower user. His strength rivals the chairman, and they've always been contesting for the title of the world's strongest, so they can't stand each other," Wei Wei explained. "Oh, they don't need to compete anymore. That title is mine," Fang Jueyu laughed. "Long Ting, even though you have a lot of people, you can't always keep so many of us waiting, can you?" "Yeah, and why did you bring only a few level 2 and 3 superpower users this year?" "No way, if we find those sage crystals, your share has to decrease." "That's right, reduce their share. Everyone should get according to their contributions." Here. My, all these people are ganging up on us, huh? Fang Jueyu could sense the hostility towards them. "Well, after we took 27% of the sage crystals last time, our superpower users have only grown stronger. Naturally, they would try to suppress us." "Hey, advisor, what are you doing? Don't go stirring things up." Wei Wei didn't even finish his sentence before Fang Jueyu stepped forward. "Excuse me, everyone. We agreed on 5 p.m. and it's still half an hour to go, right? So we're not late," Fang Jueyu said. "As for the shares, they're determined by our strength and effort, not just rank." Fang Jueyu's words made many fall silent. True, though Huaxia was the last to arrive, they weren't late. It's just that everyone else arrived early. As for strength, sometimes rank doesn't prove anything. Some superpower users with unique abilities or extraordinary talents can indeed fight above their level. "Long Ting, is he one of yours?" Ganner glanced at Fang Jueyu, who seemed to have the power of merely a level 4 superpower user. Your people don't know their place. This is a conversation among national leaders. What's he doing speaking up? Sorry, let me introduce myself. You might recognize me, but I have a new identity now, honorary advisor for Huaxia's Flame Dawn Division, the Divine Stick Bureau. The superpower users belonged to various countries, so their information wasn't completely shut off. No wonder this young man seemed familiar. It turned out to be the internationally recognized Fang Jueyu. But wasn't he the world's richest man? At most, maybe a renowned scientist. How did he become an honorary advisor for Flame Dawn? Honorary advisor, Divine Stick Bureau. Hahaha Long Ting, when did Flame Dawn start letting a kid become an advisor? What, you do like it? A dangerous glimmer flickered in Fang Jueyu's eyes. Ganner stared into Fang Jueyu's eyes, clearly showing his displeasure. Too bad. Ganner was someone who never let anything go, but if it were anyone else, he would have already taken action. However, he keenly noticed that Long Ting hadn't said a word from beginning to end. Having competed with Long Ting for many years, he knew she was also strong-willed, prideful, and extremely proud. If Fang Jueyu was truly her subordinate, she would have said something, but she hadn't. That left only two possibilities. Either he had an intimidating background that even Long Ting feared, or his strength was on par with hers. But was the first possibility even feasible? This time they came to explore the relics. The risks were high and background held no weight here, only strength mattered. So the second possibility seemed more likely. Though Fang Jueyu appeared to be just a level 4 superpower user, his keen sense of crisis sensitivity told him this person was extremely dangerous. All right, this time we're here to explore the relic, not to argue. Let's not lose our tempers. The Huaxia team isn't late, so let's all work together to find the Sage Crystals. An East Island nation superpower user stepped up to mediate. HMPH. This gave Ganner an opportunity to back off. He glared threateningly at Fang Jueyu, then returned to his team. All right, let me speak first. A man in his 30s wearing a special uniform stepped into the center of the national superpower user teams. Another level 8 superpower user. Weren't there only supposed to be 2 in the world? Advisor, this guy just broke through last month. The news hasn't spread yet. His name's Blair and he's a superpower user with the Federation. He's the leader for this mission. Oh, okay, let's see what he has to say. Everyone, before you arrived, we attempted an initial breakthrough at the relic's entrance. From my estimate, the door's metal strength might be greater than any we've previously encountered. Blair displayed a video on the rest station's computer. It showed a pink-purple metal that even 5 superpower users above level 4 couldn't leave a mark on after attacking together. What is it that's sturdy? This could be troublesome. And he wore a solemn expression, as this was certainly not good news. So this time, we need everyone's cooperation to break through the gate. You must be tired from the journey, so rest for an hour before we set off. All right. All the superpower users found a place to sit down. The relics were fraught with danger. Conserving energy and strength was vital. If they exhausted too much power attacking the entrance, entering the relic ship could become risky. Hey, Fang Jueyu's eyes gleamed mischievously. Come, everyone gather around. What's up, advisor? Something important. The superpower users gathered around, as did Long Ting and the others, curious. Want to make some money? Today, your advisor is leading you to a windfall. Chapter 324. Chapter 324. This metal is maternal. You must be gentle. This time of year was when the Antarctic storms were at their fiercest, with extreme cold and snowstorms that could be considered the most severe climate on land. However, the superpower users were all wearing thin clothes, effortlessly traversing the snowy plains. Fang Jueyu were here. Long Ting held a small device in her hand, where 2 overlapping dots appeared on the display. Beneath their feet should be the entrance to this relic. Let's go, down we go. Fang Jueyu pressed his palm against the icy surface, and a series of cracking sounds followed as an ice slide, just big enough for one person, formed. What terrifying control! Long Ting watched Fang Jueyu's technique in awe. In fact, every superpower user above the 4th level and martial artist above the heavenly human realm could achieve this, but none could control energy as smoothly as he could. If it were them, the entire ice field might collapse rather than just having such a smooth passage. Only Fang Jueyu knew how much hardship he'd endured to reach this level. The relic was beneath the ice field, but the spaceship wasn't entirely buried in ice and snow. When Fang Jueyu saw the entrance to the relic, it was as if he was gazing at a beautiful aurora. Only a small part of the spaceship's entrance was embedded in the ice, and a layer of colorful mist surrounded that entrance. This metallic door seemed to connect two different worlds. Host, this spaceship seems to have been captured by distorted space. What do you mean? The spaceship was probably trying to open a wormhole to escape this battlefield on Earth when an external force attacked during the construction of the wormhole tunnel, causing a time-space distortion. So, part of the spaceship got stuck in this distorted time-space, with one part remaining on Earth and another part in this distorted space. So you mean part of the spaceship is on Earth, and another part is in another space? Correct, this phenomenon is quite rare. Under normal circumstances, this spaceship would be cut at the intersection of distorted time-space and Earth space. However, the time flow in this space is very slow, so the remaining energy of this spaceship is still abundant, with more than 90% of its self-defense systems intact. Ha ha ha, luckily I came along this time. Otherwise these guys would be in trouble, Fang Jueyu snickered. Is the control still in your hands? Of course, it's just a ship from a third-level civilization. I seized the highest control in just a few minutes, Little Yi said proudly. If the spaceship's propulsion system weren't damaged, I could operate it now. All right, stop showing off and let's see what they do. Fang Jueyu took out a small stool from his space storage equipment and sat down. Space storage equipment. Someone suddenly noticed this. While ordinary people might not know about it, they were well aware since a few intact pieces had been found in other relics. However, the craftsmanship and materials used for it were too complex, and Earth's researchers couldn't decode its secrets despite their efforts. Hence, there were no more than 10 of these worldwide, making them somewhat surprised. Little Yi, what's with this door? I've never seen metal of this color before. Oh host, this thing is indeed quite special, Little Yi explained. It's a liquid metal that can change shape, called purple extreme liquid gold. It's very flexible but extremely hard, and divine ability users can't leave a mark on it even after attacking for 100 years. What, so they're wasting their efforts? Fang Jueyu chuckled. Then how do we open it? Ha ha ha, just use the switch to open it. Little Yi laughed mischievously. This door is extremely hard. Everyone use your strongest power to attack together, Blair commanded. On my mark. 1, 2, 3. All the superpower users whipped out their best skills, thinking that the harder the relic was to enter, the more good stuff would be inside. Thud, thud, thud. However, their attacks seemed to land on cotton. Apart from the rumbling explosion sounds, they didn't leave even a scratch on the purple metal. Again. Thud, thud, thud. Again. Minutes passed, and after repeated attacks, the superpower users were almost drained of their energy, yet there was still no sign of damage to this door. How can this be? Even the 8th level superpower users' attacks are useless. Is it possible that with our abilities, we can't open this door? What a pity, such a strong door must have great things inside. Sigh. Hey, Huaxia people, what are you here for? Exhausted, Blair suddenly saw Fang Jueyu and his team slacking off on the side. Only Long Ting and the 2 7th-level superpower users were helping break the door, while the other 7 were just watching the spectacle. Sigh, even our chairman went. If she, an 8th-level superpower user, can't break the door, how can the rest of us, who are at most 3rd or 4th level, do any good? Fang Jueyu said innocently. Long Ting, these are your team members. We're fighting here while they're slacking off. Is this your Huaxia way? Blair reprimanded. F_*CKU, don't bring everything to the level of Huaxia people. Fang Jueyu kicked away the stool. You idiots, bashing the door for half a day without knowing that this door can't be opened with force. HMPH, if we can't open it, can you? The superpower user said indignantly. It's just a broken door. What's so hard? Fang Jueyu said disdainfully. Let me show you the wisdom of Huaxia people. Fang Jueyu stepped forward, gently caressing the purple metal door while chanting something under his breath. What's he doing? The superpower users from other countries were baffled. Don't know, I heard the Orientals have mysterious powers like witchcraft, Gogh techniques, metaphysics, and astrology. Maybe he's chanting some incantation. It sounds like he's singing. Don't know, many Huaxia spells are chanted like songs, different from our Western magic. I see, I should learn more about Huaxia's culture from now on. Chairman, I feel like the consultant is singing, a 3rd-level superpower user said awkwardly. I can tell he's singing penguins. What kind of trick does the consultant have up his sleeve? A minute later, Fang Jueyu withdrew his hand from the metal. Now I know why you can't open this door. Everyone immediately perked up to hear what Fang Jueyu had discovered. This metal is female like a woman, responds better to gentleness. Female, is he pulling our leg? Metal being male or female? No, can't say for certain. It's not from Earth. Alien civilization things can be anything. Makes sense, but how does he know? He's an internationally renowned scholar. Knowing things we don't isn't surprising, right? Watch this. Fang Jueyu puckered his lips, pressed them against the metal door, and secretly chanted, "Little Yi, open the door." Just then, the metal seemed to melt away and opened automatically. The door was really opening. Chapter 325. Chapter 325, Tearful Clearance Sale. He really opened the door. This is unbelievable. Is the metal alive too? Impossible, right? Amazing. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I wouldn't have believed it. The superpower users all looked at Fang Jueyu with extreme surprise. More than 100 of them had teamed up to attack for over 10 minutes without even chipping it, but Fang Jueyu simply kissed the door, and it worked. You think it's as simple as just a kiss? Fang Jueyu wiped his mouth. Let me tell you, most women care about looks, and so does this metal. If you're ugly, even stripping naked to tempt it wouldn't open the door. See this? Fang Jueyu pointed to his face. The dream of 30 million girls. It's this face that can open the door. Shameless. Even the superpower users from Huaxia couldn't bear it any longer. They were now quite familiar with Fang Jueyu. They believed there had to be more to opening the door than just a kiss, and that he used some unknown method. But regardless, it was a skill of his. He was just incredibly flamboyant. He just got lucky, Ganner muttered discontentedly. He just read more books, that's all, nothing really skilled. When he gets inside the ruins and faces danger, he'll learn his little tricks are useless. Ganner knew that the consultant from Huaxia might not be weaker than him. He had explored more than a dozen ruins and had rich experience, something Fang Jueyu couldn't compare to. Come on, let's go inside together. Blair urged the Federation's superpower users to rush in. According to their agreement, the country that first finds a sage crystal gets some priority in distribution. Others hurriedly followed, afraid to miss anything. Consultant Chairman, let's go in too. No worries, no rush. Even if they quicken their pace, they won't get anything, Fang Jueyu said mysteriously. Haste makes waste, they'll face hardships soon. Consultant, you seem quite familiar with these ruins, Wei Wei speculated, seeing Fang Jueyu's confident expression. How did you know? I'll tell you, I dreamt last night that I walked all around the ruins. I know all about the traps and mechanisms, and the method to open the door came to me in that dream, Fang Jueyu bluffed. You think we're fools? Longting laughed and cursed. Let's go, better not get separated from the group, the ruins aren't safe. Yeah, everyone nodded and quickly followed at the end. Strange, why aren't there any internal defensive weapons? The people at the front had carefully walked 300 to 500 meters, but the silver corridor on both sides had no weapons or mechanisms. They knew that ruins they had explored before were fraught with danger at every inch. Host, they seem to be craving some excitement, Little Yi said. Then let's give them some thrill. Got it. Buzz, buzz, buzz. The ship, previously extraordinarily calm, suddenly trembled, and on the corridor where the main group was, red lights began to glow on the ground. Boom, boom, boom. A force suddenly pressed superpower users below level 7 against the floor, their bodies sticking tightly to it, skin and muscles taut. What's happening? Gravity here increased dozens of times. Even Ganner and Blair, both level 8 superpower users, showed signs of strain, as if heavy shackles weighed their limbs. No problem ahead. Blair pointed to the open area up front. Only about 100 meters more. Don't conserve your powers, push through fast. Blair activated his superpower to fight the intense gravity, making it slightly bearable, but even the short 100-meter stretch felt torturous. Lower-level superpower users fared worse, crawling and scrambling to get through the gravity corridor. Host, should we activate the laser cutters? Better not. It'd likely kill at least half of them. Let's show some mercy. A little fun is enough, Fang Jueyu chuckled. He turned to the Huaxia superpower users. Hold up, no rush. Snap. At last, the final superpower user passed through the high-gravity area. A level 4 superpower user. He had never imagined a mere 100 meters could be so humiliating. Captain, my powers are nearly drained. Me too, these ruins are too airy. They had already used up a good portion of their power attacking the door, and superpower recovery isn't quick. Without any energy input, it takes about a day for complete recovery, time they clearly didn't have. How much energy potion do we have? Blair and others asked. Leader, the cost of energy potion for superpower users is so high. Each Federation user only brought 2. The United States, the Eastern powers, and those developed countries, users only brought 2 each, others at most 1, some none. Different levels of superpower users require different energy potions. For levels 1 to 3, each costs several million US dollars. But for levels 4 to 6, the cost soars to over 20 million US dollars per potion, and for top-level superpower users it exceeds 50 million US dollars. The reason is simple. The core element of these potions is the Sage Crystal, the only mineral capable of rapidly restoring superpowers. No choice, we don't know what danger is ahead. We must stay at peak form, use them. Blair gritted his teeth, injected half a vial into himself, and after a moment his powers restored to over 90%, his pallor improving. Others followed suit. Here, survival mattered more than money. And why is this gone? Did the ship run out of energy? Did the power cut out? At that moment, from the other side of the corridor came exclamations of surprise. The red lights on the path, which had drained much of their energy and stamina, were gone. In other words, gravity was back to normal. Haha, feeling good, Fang Jueyu leisurely walked over with his group. How can it be so coincidental? Indeed, due to the ancient nature of these ruins, such incidents occurred, but these Huaxia people's luck was insane. Since they began, they almost effortlessly moved forward, while others were exhausted like dogs. Why them? Those 3 words rang in every superpower user's mind. Of course, they never suspected Fang Jueyu might be the ruins' owner. These ruins were just discovered and had existed for billions of years, impossible to be related to modern people. Sorry, seems we're a bit lucky. Fang Jueyu scratched his head awkwardly. By the way, is everyone's stamina wearing thin? I know energy potions are costly, so let me generously sell you some good stuff. A soft light emanated from the ring on Fang Jueyu's finger, and 2 massive jars appeared on the ground. High-level fasting pill, high-level chi gathering pill, extreme discount sale. Chapter 326, minus 326. This door is public, huh? Ladies and gentlemen, I know your organizations are all tight on funds. How could you come to such a dangerous place without preparing some self-defense and life-saving items? Fang Jueyu opened the lids of 2 stalls, and immediately a rich fragrance of elixirs wafted out. These are all elixirs I've crafted by hand. This fasting pill can instantly eliminate hunger and restore physical strength, and this high-level chi gathering pill can help superpower users quickly recover their consumed powers in a short time, and they have no side effects on the body. Is this the fabled Huaxia elixir? Those foreign superpower users had always heard about a magical drug in Huaxia's ancient martial world called elixirs, said to have all sorts of inexplicable effects that had been passed down in Huaxia for thousands of years. However, they'd never really come into contact with it. That's right, and the price is definitely much cheaper than yours. This fasting pill is only 50 million US dollars each, and the high-level chi gathering pill is only 300 million US dollars each. Damn, this advisor is a swindler. The superpower users from Huaxia cursed secretly in their hearts. They hadn't come into contact with elixirs before, so they weren't sure, but with the current spread of elixirs in Yanhuang, they were as clear as a mirror in their minds. The cost of a fasting pill was just a few $100s. Even the high-quality ones would only cost a few thousand, no more than 10,000 at most, and Fang Jueyu was selling them for 50 million US dollars each. Although the value and efficacy of the chi gathering pill far exceeded that of the fasting pill, the cost of a high-level chi gathering pill was at most several 100,000 yuan, yet he was selling them for 300 million US dollars each. This was practically daylight robbery. No wonder just now, Fang Jueyu asked them to bring out all the elixirs they had on them, saying it would give them a small fortune. The elixirs carried by the 9 of them were estimated to be in the hundreds. This was easily a multi-million-dollar income. Haha, this advisor is clever. Each of those superpower users had a fixed quota they could receive for free each month. If they wanted more, they could, but it would cost a bit more than the production cost. With this earning, they wouldn't lack elixirs for years. How do we know if your stuff works? Asked a superpower user from the Eastern Kingdom. Okay, is there anyone who hasn't used their energy potions yet? Fang Jueyu called out. Soon, several superpower users from poor countries raised their hands. They had exhausted their resources to train one or two fourth-level superpower users. How could they have spare money to buy energy potions? These were strategic reserve resources. This one is free for you. Fang Jueyu picked up a chi gathering pill and tossed it over. The superpower user glanced at it, and the rich elixir fragrance indeed made him feel his exhausted powers were being regenerated. He hesitated for a moment, then swallowed it in one go. It didn't take long for a bizarre power to originate from his stomach and flow through his body, and the cosmic source power in the air was greedily absorbed by his body as supernatural power. Within a few breaths, he felt his body full of energy again and showed an incredulous expression. Amazing! That superpower user immediately showed a grateful expression. Thank you. Swish! All the superpower users' eyes gleamed with greed. The superpower users from Yanwang stepped forward, signaling them not to act rashly. Longting still had a strong deterrent effect in the eyes of superpower users worldwide, making them retreat 2 steps. The fasting pill cost only $50 million each, not considered too expensive for these superpower users. The chi gathering pill, though priced at $300 million each, was still 10 times cheaper than their energy potions. In places like this, these items could potentially save lives at any moment. But Advisor Fang, we are here on a mission. We didn't bring money, nor do we have bank cards. Ha, I know, but I'm a reasonable person. You guys can just write an IOU now, and after the mission, have the staff who pick you up bring the money. We in England need 20 fasting pills and 20 chi gathering pills. We in the Eastern Kingdom need 30 of each. Germany needs 20 of each as well. The United States needs 50 of each. Sure, write me the IOUs. Come on Longting, Wei Li Wei, why are you just standing there? Come help, Fang Jueyu's eyes beamed with joy. This business deal could earn tens of billions of dollars. For him, it wasn't a huge sum, but it was delightful, wasn't it? What could make people happier than ripping off? No, earning money from foreigners. Besides, couldn't you tell they seemed happier too? With the batch of elixirs provided by Fang Jueyu, the superpower users who were frowning moments ago were now revitalized and full of energy. Some even secretly left their contact information with Fang Jueyu, hoping to privately purchase a batch of elixirs from Yanwang. Of course, not seizing such business opportunities would be a crime against heaven and nature. The art of elixirs is vast and profound, not something you can figure out by throwing ingredients into a pot. Fang Jueyu wasn't worried about them replicating it, and bringing some foreign exchange income to Huaxia wasn't bad either. After passing this corridor, the spaceship relic seemed to calm down again. According to their detectors, they had reached the heart of this spaceship. This was the smoothest exploration to date. Previously, they couldn't cover even half the distance in a day without significant losses and injuries. Was it perhaps because the spaceship was too ancient, with many components damaged, causing the automatic defense mechanisms to fail? With various questions in their minds, they came to a giant door. The door exceeded 10 meters in height, looking like a massive warehouse, and appeared to be made of the same kind of purple metal. Mua, Ganner went up and without hesitation kissed the door directly. Zzz. A strong electric current suddenly surged out from the door, coursing through Ganner's body. Boom! The powerful electric shock sent him flying several meters away, his face charred black, his lips swollen like sausages. Captain, the 4th-level healing system superpower user from the United States, rushed up to heal his burns. Fang Jueyu slapped his forehead. What was with these foreigners? Weren't they supposed to be superpower users? How were they still so gullible? Longting and the others beside Fang Jueyu couldn't hold back their laughter, turning away and shaking with laughter. This advisor is really something. He's a real swindler. Exactly, he's made them fools. I think the unluckiest thing in the world isn't getting hit by a meteor on the street, but offending the advisor. I reckon Ganner doesn't even live in Dunhuang. Where do all these murals come from? Looks like he fell for the advisor's trap this time. They could almost guess that it was because this group of foreign superpower users had been excessively chatty at the Antarctic research base, causing Fang Jueyu's dissatisfaction. Ganner was too eager, thus falling into Fang Jueyu's trap. But they couldn't understand how the brain circuits of foreigners were so different from those of Huaxia people. Wasn't this the IQ level expected of superpower users? Well, what happened? Why can't I open that door? Ganner mumbled. Sigh, Mr. Ganner, this metal door is male. When you kissed it, it thought you were gay. How could it possibly open? Chapter 327. Chapter 327. Intelligence Quiz. You playing me? Watching the superpower users from Huaxia laugh like this, if Ganner didn't realize yet that he had been fooled, he'd truly be an idiot. No need for anyone to escort him. He could just walk straight into that Dawn International Psychiatric Hospital. Playing you? Do you think you're worth it? Fang Jueyu said. I didn't ask you to kiss it. You were the one who wanted to. How can you blame me? You? Ganner was filled with anger with no way to vent, right? He was the one who tried to be clever, thinking he could just open the door the same way again. Let's not get hostile. We should be nearing the warehouse. Didn't we come here to explore the spaceship for the stuff inside? We're right at the gate now. There's no sense in arguing over such trivial matters here. A superpower user from some country spoke up as a peacemaker. The electric current was strong, but fortunately for Ganner, he had both lightning and earth attributes, so it was just a bit painful for him. HMPH, he snorted coldly, but in his heart he committed this incident to memory. Given the chance, he wouldn't let Fang Jueyu off. Mr. Fang, it seems you understand the properties of these metals quite well. If you manage to figure out the metal door at the entrance, you must have a way with this big gate too, right? Blair asked. If we find the sage crystal. Fang Jueyu pretended to be excited as he rubbed his fingers together, though he couldn't care less about the scraps inside. According to our previous agreement, the country that contributes more gets a bigger share. We'll allocate Huaxia an extra 10% this time. I assume this ratio is acceptable. Blair glanced at the superpower users around. We have no objections. Neither do we, that's deserved. All right, Mr. Fang, are you satisfied with this share? It's okay. Fang Jueyu feigned indifference. Even a 100% share might not interest him. This metal is called purple extreme liquid gold, a very strong metal. Only superpower users beyond level 9 might destroy it. Even if you blasted it for 10,000 years, you couldn't break it, Fang Jueyu said half-jokingly. This metal has flexible and rigid types, which I refer to as male and female. So that's how it is. Though they didn't understand male and female, they grasped rigid and flexible. So easily fooled. Fang Jueyu spoke on a whim, and surprisingly they believed it. The purple extreme liquid gold here is rigid. Such strength usually requires a control switch to open. Isn't that obvious? If we knew how to open this door, would we be asking you? Ganner mocked from the side. That's the biggest difference between us. I've got wisdom in my head, while yours is filled with crap. Why don't you take a selfie and make it a family photo? What do you mean? Although Ganner didn't understand the second half, he got the first part. Old way, I didn't get it either. What's that supposed to mean? Peng Yi asked, puzzled. This, I don't know either. This advisor has too many tricks up his sleeve. These guys lack intelligence. Xiao Yi, get them some intelligence test questions later. Got it, Xiao Yi agreed immediately. Watch, Fang Jueyu walked to the door, tapped it lightly with his finger, open sesame. Why didn't he get shocked? Ganner was full of confusion. The door suddenly lit up, and just when Ganner was about to gloat that Fang Jueyu would also get zapped, the light detached from the door, forming into the image of a little girl over half a meter tall. Who are you? All the superpower users showed vigilant expressions. I am the intelligent management system of this warehouse. This form is simulated from the life forms on Earth that you humans find pleasing. It really is the warehouse. Everyone was excited, unexpectedly finding the warehouse so smoothly with no casualties, and the management system seemed quite friendly too. Little sister, can you let us in? A 5th-level superpower user from the East Gukha country sneakily approached the little girl image. Too sleazy, get lost. Zap, a red current lashed across his face, leaving a deep wound visible to the bone. You mere early-stage civilization low-grade beings, what right do you have to touch things of a 3rd-level civilization? Get out. Damn, what a temper. Fang Jueyu couldn't help but flinch a few steps back. It's no surprise. To 3rd-level civilization beings, you humans are inferior to ants. Even an intelligent system is far superior to you humans, so of course, they look down on you, Xiao Yi said. But if you want to enter, it's not impossible. The warehouse's intelligent management system suddenly changed its tone. If any of you can answer 3 of my questions, you may enter and take stuff from inside. But since you're from a so-called 3rd-level civilization, you must know more than us. How can we possibly answer your questions? Blair asked. Relax, my questions won't exceed the knowledge range of you Earthlings, but each person only gets one shot. If any question isn't answered, you can never enter. Fine, I'll try first. A snow-haired person stepped out from the United States Superpower user team. Advisor, this is Maseng, one of their two 7th-level superpower users. He's a brain developer with high-level spiritual power enhancement. Our strongest superpower user in Huaxia is only level 5 and lost to Zhang Xing. Zhang Xing was one of the 30 superpower users cultivated by Fang Jueyu, and a spiritual power enhancer, who defeated a level 5 spiritual power enhancer with just level 3 ability. Let's just watch. Fang Jueyu crossed his arms, standing as if enjoying a show. The first question: what's the number after the decimal point of pi at the 198,837th position in human math? 0. Maseng thought for less than 10 seconds before giving the correct answer. A high-level spiritual power enhancer's brain calculation ability was already on par with a computer. Great, Ganner exclaimed loudly. Finally, it was the time for their superpower user to shine. If Maseng could answer all 3 questions, he'd be the first to enter the warehouse, and then the treasures inside would belong to them in the United States. Not bad brain development, the system little girl praised. The second question: it takes a plane 14 hours to fly from the United States to Huaxia. After flying for 7 hours, where is the plane? Such a simple question. Maseng even suspected the system was toying with his intelligence. Pacific Ocean. Zap, a purple current suddenly lashed across his chest. As a brain enhancer, his physical strength was far inferior to Ganner's, leaving his chest charred and nearly torn apart. Hikana, save him, Ganner immediately yelled at the healer superpower user. No, impossible, my answer can't be wrong. Maseng spat blood, his face full of disbelief. The correct answer is in the sky, next. Holy crap, is there no decency? Li Wei shouted directly. What kind of test is this? Is this an intelligence test or a brain teaser? Chapter 328. Chapter 328. He's handsome, can you control it? Under the healing treatment of that superpower user named Hikana, Maseng's wound gradually healed, leaving almost no scar behind. This type of healing system superpower consumed an enormous amount of energy and stamina. Fortunately, they hadn't used their high-level chi-gathering pills and fasting pills, or else that superpower user named Hikana would have been drained dry after just a few uses. I can't believe how plentiful this healer's milk is. Fang Jueyu couldn't help but click his tongue. This ability to heal injuries was almost on par with his cosmic source power. Why do I get the feeling that this smart system, which looks like a little girl, has a temperament and work style somewhat similar to someone I know? Hey, don't say that, I feel the same way. Are we thinking of the same person? The superpower users from Huaxia gathered and whispered among themselves, unanimously glancing at Fang Jueyu. The smart system's temper was almost identical to Fang Jueyu's, working without any rhyme or reason and full of mischievous quirks. What are you staring at? Fang Jueyu raised his hand, and those superpower users immediately shrank back, shifting their gaze. Never seen a handsome guy before. Does anyone else want to give it a try? The little girl hologram spoke again. Over 100 superpower users looked at each other, yet none dared to step forward. If they were straightforward questions, perhaps some could answer, but this unconventional Q&A, who dared to mess around? Brain teasers had nothing to do with IQ or mental development. Maybe even a simple-minded fool could come up with the answer. I'll give it a try. A superpower user from Europe stepped forward. Mr. Hikana, if I don't get it right, I'll be counting on you. Hikana nodded. As long as there were enough chi-gathering pills and fasting pills, his superpower user could still use his abilities multiple times, as the power only consumed stamina and energy without any mental burden. I like warriors. Please listen to the first question. What is 25,875,215 times 3,668,524? 94,923,840,7,230,2,660. The superpower user answered correctly in just 2 seconds. Damn, is this the brain or something? Playing high-level multiplication, Li Wei griped. What's so difficult about this question? Give me a scratch pad in 10 minutes and I'm sure I get it right too. Correct answer. Hugh, the blue-eyed blonde superpower user, let out a sigh of relief. Next, the second question. Whoosh, A holographic projection appeared in midair, resembling a checkerboard pattern, alongside a cube with numbers written on all 6 faces. The checkerboard showed a complex red trail, covering almost the entire board. The cube landed at the starting point of the board. Roll this cube along the red line and tell me what number is on the top when it reaches the endpoint, the little girl asked. You have 2 minutes. Damn it, this really is the brain. The difficulty is even more insane than those challenges. What's with the brain? Clearly it's the brain's dark side. Just a hyped-up show, don't watch it. What are you looking down on my water, brother? What? The blonde superpower user immediately started complicated calculations in his mind, as if something was invading his brain, even causing his eyes to roll back. With this type of reasoning and spatial imagination problem, one wrong step could mean all wrong. After a minute, he only calculated half, and he immediately sped up, with more sweat beading on his forehead. He wasn't a brain-enhanced superpower user, so this kind of calculation wasn't easy for him. 5, 4, 3. I got it, the answer is 5, he gasped, excitement written all over his face. Correct answer. Beautiful, the European nation cheered, with only one final question left. If he got it right, they would be the biggest winner. Last question, how do you differentiate friendship from love? What? As soon as he finished speaking, everyone was baffled. What kind of weird question was that? No, it definitely isn't just a surface question. Huaxia's brain teasers always have unexpected answers. However, he racked his brain and couldn't think of any unexpected answers. There's 10 seconds left. The little girl hologram flashed a sly smile, and a crackling purple electric whip hovered high in the air. Friendship is built on mutual trust and support. It's the sincere bond that friends share through hardships. Love, on the other hand, is based on emotions, formed through the mutual attraction between male and female hormones. Wrong answer. Zap, the electric whip mercilessly struck his body. Hiss, everyone watching couldn't help but shiver all over. The correct answer is, friendship happens during the day, love happens at night. Ha ha ha, even I couldn't think of that answer. I suspect they're insinuating something, but I have no evidence. Hello, officer. Someone's being suggestive here, could you come over? The superpower user's eyes rolled back, and mingled with anger and injury, he fainted. Can I try? Wrong, next one. I'll go. Nope, wrong again, next. Sigh, Fang Jueyu shook his head. Looks like I'll have to step in. Advisor, this is not a joke. Can you really answer those tough questions? People from Yan Huang became worried for Fang Jueyu. His power was formidable, but could he match up against this third-level civilization smart system? Watch my performance. I'm a brain teaser slayer. Another one. Oh, young man, you're quite handsome. The little girl hologram showed a blush on its cheeks. Since you're good-looking, I won't make it too hard. The questions will be simple. First question, what is 1 plus 1? Equals 2. Correct answer. Second question, which is heavier, a kilogram of iron or a kilogram of cotton? They weigh the same. What the heck? Why? The advisor's questions are way too easy. What nanny? Oh shoot, did this Huaxia person activate a cheat? They couldn't believe it. Fang Jueyu's questions were dumbed down to such a level, and wasn't the 1 plus 1 question a brain teaser? Even kindergarten kids could answer that. Last question, am I cute? Fang Jueyu smiled slightly, cute. All right, congratulations, you've answered all 3 questions correctly. You can go in. What? He gets to go in just like that? What? Why? I'm not convinced. No way, we can't let him in. If he goes in, everything inside will belong to Huaxia. Even if distributed later, nobody will know how much is inside. Wouldn't he just call the shots? Crack, the red electric whip left a scorching mark on the ground. I said only those who answer all 3 questions can go in. Do you want to die? Sorry everyone, I'll be going first. I'll make sure to bring out the found items for the Federation to split. Boom, the purple extreme liquid gold split open like a waterfall, and Fang Jueyu walked inside safely, waving to those outside as he went. This isn't fair. Ganner and Blair, the 2 superpower users, became frustrated. Why were our questions so hard and his so easy? He's handsome, I like him, so I let him through. What's it to ya? Chapter 329-329. Grandpa is happy. All rewards go to you. Clang, clang tilde. The door to the warehouse made of purple extreme liquid gold closed once more. Everyone could only watch as Fang Jueyu walked inside alone. Damn it, this time the Huaxia people will probably return with a full load. The superpower users from other countries gritted their teeth in frustration. Fang Jueyu had a space storage device on him. As of now, the smallest space storage device humans had obtained was 1 cubic meter, and the largest was dozens of cubic meters, which was enough for Fang Jueyu to store plenty of items. If he happened to find a pile of sage crystals, he could stuff more than half into his storage, then come out with the remaining amount claiming that was all there was inside. They wouldn't be able to do anything about it. No, we can't let the Huaxia take such an advantage this time. Several superpower users from other teams began secretly plotting against Fang Jueyu. But tut-tut, an advisor truly is an advisor. Everything they do is astonishing. That's right. According to the agreement, any country whose people independently find sage crystals can take 50% of what they find. Adding the 10% agreed upon just now, that's a 60% share. Such a large quantity of sage crystals could allow us to cultivate 1 or 2 7th-level superpower users. Huaxia and the United States originally had the largest and strongest number of superpower users. Blair from the Federation advanced to an 8th-level superpower user, raising the overall strength of the Federation. Although the Federation was jointly established by various countries, it didn't really favor Huaxia much, which was not good news for Yanhuang. Hence, the potential birth of 1 or 2 7th-level superpower users held great strategic significance. Let's hope Fang Jueyu has a fruitful harvest this time, Long Ting said. But, my goodness, was my family all gluttonous ghosts reincarnated? Fang Jueyu was dumbfounded as he looked at the empty warehouse. He squatted down and picked up a grain-sized blue-purple crystal from the ground. Is this the sage crystal? Yes, host, don't underestimate this thing. In the universe, this is sold by the gram, with prices reaching hundreds of thousands of cosmic coins per gram. Some black market sellers even push the price to over 1 million cosmic coins per gram. So expensive. If Fang Jueyu remembered correctly, in the last video call with his parents, they said the pink planet they were on was only worth a few million cosmic coins. Doesn't this mean that a few dozen of these tiny crystals could buy a planet? This was too exaggerated. If the energy inside this small piece is fully extracted, it could directly create a peak superpower user. However, your human extraction efficiency is too low to refine the energy inside. Even if extracted, it would be in a gaseous state, and the absorption efficiency is very low. It's really good stuff. Now he could understand why ancient Earth attracted so many intelligent civilizations. Just developing a bit could be worth the value of a planet. There are about 1,000 tons of sage crystals on Earth. Can you imagine how much cosmic coins that's worth? It's in the trillions. Even advanced civilizations wouldn't give up such enormous wealth. Money, it's all money. Fang Jueyu's eyes seemed to light up. Absorption palm. He swept toward the empty warehouse, and the scattered sage crystal fragments were all sucked into his hand, probably weighing 100 or 2 grams. Xiao Yi, where's the rest of the stuff? It was all taken by the 33 ancestors before you. Now it's all in my storage space. Wait, can I ask how many sage crystals you have there? Fang Jueyu asked curiously. Well, when the ships came to compete here, some had already been mined and stored in their respective transport ships. However, your ancestors basically plundered them all, probably over 200 tons. Rich, I'm rich. Host, don't say I won't give you any. This is not a joke. On Earth, they don't recognize the value of this stuff. In the universe, showing even a few grams would lead to robbery. I got it. I don't need it for now, but is it okay if I give some to Yanhuang? Sure, just don't show off your wealth. What about the other stuff? Fang Jueyu looked at the marks on the ground, indicating many large things were once stored here. Oh, just some third-level civilization weapons and mining tools. They're all here with me, but most of them have no energy left. Ah, what a pity, Fang Jueyu shook his head. Well, I can ask my dad to send over some energy supplements and put them to use. If I can utilize them, my film city construction should speed up, right? Hey host, those are third-level civilization tools, and you're using them to build a film city. Xiao Yi was speechless at Fang Jueyu's habit of using a cannon to shoot mosquitoes. All right, it's completely emptied now. Fang Jueyu took a tour inside. The warehouse was larger than a football field, yet the remaining items were just 100 or 2 grams of sage crystals, showcasing how adept his ancestors were at this task. But No one knew which countries. Superpower users were so brave, but lying outside that door were a few half-dead superpower users. After several attempts, they had completely given up. Of the mere 3 questions, very few answered even 2 correctly. Almost all failures fell due to Huaxia's brain teasers. They all wished to drag their kindergarten and elementary school teachers here and ask why they didn't receive this education as children. Clang, clang tilde, a few minutes later, a gap finally appeared in the warehouse door. He's coming out, the advisor is out. The Huaxia superpower users excitedly rushed over, and superpower users from other countries also stood up, surrounding him. Mr. Fang, how was the harvest? Were there any sage crystals inside? Here, Fang Jueyu took out a transparent jar, half filled with blue-purple crystals. So many. Even though it was just 100 or 2 grams, compared to their previous gains, it was already a significant amount. So far, the most sage crystals found in the ruins they explored had been only 50 or 60 grams. Let's distribute according to our agreement. Huaxia contributed the most, so a 60% share of this harvest is undisputed, right? Even though a large part was to be given away, the remaining amount was nearly double what they had found previously. No need, you take all of it. I'm in a good mood today, so it's all yours. Fang Jueyu handed the jar of sage crystals to Blair. Xiaoyi informed Fang Jueyu that the quality of the sage crystals was related to size. These were almost just scraps, although still valuable. What Xiaoyi possessed were at least fist-sized, making these negligible. What, advisor, why are you giving it all away? The Yanhuang superpower users gathered around, confused. Fang Jueyu, I need an explanation, Longting said. We can't return to Yanhuang empty-handed. The chief and I won't be able to explain. It's just some leftovers, let them enjoy. The chief told me to leave some soup, and the soup shouldn't be too bland, should it? Upon hearing this, everyone's eyes lit up. Did Fang Jueyu mean he had hidden more on him? But impossible, those 100 or 2 grams of sage crystals were already equivalent to their ruins' treasures. Right then a voice came from behind. Mr. Fang, please wait.